Good afternoon. Good afternoon and happy Thanksgiving Monday, Canada. And, well, I guess the rest of the world too. But today we are going to be doing a breakdown and tutorial of Phantasy Star 4 Profound Disorder Randomizer. Starting with the randomizer itself. Which I've got posted up on the screen here. So, the links will pop up in chat to the Discord, and then on the Discord there's a link to get to the official site where you can download this thing and get started. So basically what you're going to be met with at first is going to be this interface. To start, you'll select your the ROM you'll be using. Hey Blade, what's happening, man? Then under your save path, you're going to be choosing a name. This one's just going to be tutorial. And then that should fill in. Then you have seed and flags. So if you want to just roll a random seed, you just leave those blank. But for the sake of the stream, I just got to find the flag set we'll be using, which will be the Rune Open Seed flag set, which that did not actually copy properly. Awesome. Let's try that one more time. Perfect. So, under characters, you're going to see characters 1 through 5, where you can have random, or you can select to start with any party you want. You could even choose all the same, although it's not really recommended, but it's still fun. You can choose their names, so you can name them whatever you want. You can randomize the abilities or uncheck to have a more vanilla experience, larger XP curve to make it harder. Under shops chests, you have randomized item prices, or you can leave it vanilla. Tiered shops or non-tiered shops, 25% decrease in sell price to make it, again, harder. Incentivized bosses, NPC drops. If you unclick that, your incentivized chest could be literally anywhere. It would just make it more of like a... I guess the closest thing I could relate to is an ALTT pottery lottery, where like any chest can be a key item chest. Fewer legendaries and dragons tiers. Legendaries being the legendary weapons, the best weapons in the game that can drop. Dragons tiers are an item that were added in the randomizer that basically you can trade in at certain locations. We'll go through more of that later. To trade in for guard armor, guard mail, guard robe, guard shield. And then fewer money chests. Same thing. Make it harder, make it less money. Under enemies, there's no random encounters by default. You can uncheck it, although I don't know why you'd want to. You can shuffle the bosses or leave them vanilla. Shuffling arguably can make it harder or easier, depending, rando gonna rando. Increase bot stats, increase by about 10%, roughly. Make all the bosses except for PD fair amount harder. And then there's also one for the minor bosses that cannot be insta-killed. Under gameplay, you can save anywhere, or if you want to make it harder on yourself, you can unclick that. And then there's an item called a Magical Lamp, which can call a random battle. You can choose to start with it, or have it, have to go hunting for it. Under cosmetic, for those who are new to the game, you can simplify the names, or you can choose... Well, simplify the names, simplify the items and abilities to kind of fall more in line with just about every other JRPG. Because anyone who's tried playing Phantasy Star 4 knows that the item names and the ability names are kind of, not helpful. And then finally, there's 2 modes. Your Hunter's Mark will have, which is what we're going to be doing today, will have a random 8 mission board select, where you have to go through all those missions, complete the objectives, and move on to the edge. Under Ring Hunt, you have to find all 5 of the Rings of the Stars in order to open up the edge. Today we're going to be doing a Hunter's Mark. So we're going to set the flags, which sets Rune as the party, forces Rune in the party. And then we're going to hit randomize. It's going to pick a seed for us. Randomizing is now done. Then we just gotta go find it. And there's our tutorial. One fun thing that Lady Starbird, the creator of this randomizer, likes to do is rickroll us right off the very beginning. So this opening text will have a random shuffle of certain funny openings. Now if we make it to the menu screen, we have to wait till the next sequence. And then this is going to give us our... what version we're playing, the seed number, the flag set we're using, or actually not flag set, sorry, seed number, confirmation. We're no strangers to fun, Captain, absolutely. Your objective list. So this one is going to be Kuran, Vahal, Talk to Ren, Strength Tower, Anger Tower, Wreckage, Garuberk, and Air Castle Guard. Oh my goodness. Well, we're in for a fun one today. So, to get through... yeah, 4-item seed is exactly right. To get through this, we have to go to Kuran and complete it in order to check that off. Vahal Fort, same thing. We have to go to the computer at the end, fight the boss. Strength Tower, Anger Tower, the Wreckage, we have to go and hit the command console at the end. Garuberk Tower we have to kill, and then Air Castle Guard. So Air Castle is one of the only ones that has two possible objectives. The Air Castle Guard is the Riplets spot in the top of the castle. You do have to go fight them, and then you can leave. Air Castle King is when you have to go back and go down to the basement and fight whatever's in Lashik's spot. If you'll notice, I'm using two trackers. The first one is in, there's a link in the main website, which is one made by Kailari, and it's made in Unity. It's just a simple click, unclick, highlights, you know, your whatever you've done. And then the other one is done in HTML and was actually made by Lady Starbird herself. And as you can see, when we are selecting our missions, it has a drop down where you can select them, and then little check boxes where you can check them off if you've done them or not. So those are the two that I like to use. They're clean, simple, you know, very easy to work with. And then after that, we start. So I guess, you know, we'll start a timer just for the heck of it. So, party. Random, except for this case, we started with Rune. First things you want to do normally are check who you've got. And then you want to go into state status and then check what abilities they have. So Tandal's a very good one to start with. That'd be good for a grind later. Vision, just a buff. Androids will just basically start with Recover, so you normally don't have to check them. Rika, Highness, and Disruption. So, Highness allows you to leave a dungeon using just TP rather than having to go buy items, which is really nice to start with. Disruption is an AoE attack, but we're more concerned about Tandal at the moment. So, second thing I like to do is put them in order. Put your strongest up front, your squishiest in the back. And off the bat, you're looking for two things. At this point, you're looking for your telepipe or escape pipes, and you're looking for your magic lamp. In this case, we have Highness, so we don't need escape pipes, but we did find our telepipes. So we're going to purchase as many of those as possible. Which is very nice to start with, actually. So it's not a bad idea to check all three of these. These are the tool shops. So Power Shield and Swift Helm, good to know. And Stardew and Repair Kit, also good to know. Another thing you can do, hey Lady Starbird, is check your item or your armor shop just to see late game if you have to buy some armor. Looks like we can get it here. Reflect and then Elst is pretty much as good as you need for the most part. so it's good to come back and remember that. First incentive check while we're here is actually in the back of the Hunters Guild. Lady Starbird is actually, as I mentioned before, the creator of this randomizer, so all this hard work is credit to her. I merely absolutely love playing it and want to see more people playing it, so hence the reason behind this tutorial and breakdown. So these are the two chests. The incentivized chest is this one, but it yielded nothing, unfortunately. So we'll click that off Aido in the tracker, and you can either walk out of here, but the reason why I picked up the telepipes early is so we can just use them to get out of here faster. It saves you, roughly a 30-second walk. Next objective, we have to do the wreckage. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Next objective is wreckage, which is just right over here, but we're going to stop in Nalia first. The reason we stop in Nalia, twofold. We were grabbing the teleport location, and we're checking the shop, which is this first. So Snow Crown, Swift Helm, Laser Barrier, excellent, excellent, excellent find. Good to know for a little later. And we're going to hop out of here. Hydrofoil is one of the things you start with. It allows you to get around faster, go over water, basically allows the first planet to be opened up. And then this is the wreckage. For those who are new to the game, there are maps online. PS Cave is one of those websites that's really good for maps if you need to use maps to get through here. First two chests in the beginning, I always like to check, just because right now I'm also in a hunt for gear, weapons, armor. Something to make the ensuing boss fights a lot easier. Black Oak Crown, which is really nice to see. Mistimed that. Oh, perfect. Do you want to link the website? There's a chest up here that I don't normally check, but for the sake of the stream, I will check it, and it's a Frost Axe, which is actually a very nice find. Man, do I need some practice. So while walking through, thank you. So while walking through here, it's always good to plan your next stops. And ether. So one of the joke items in this, there's several joke items that all roll through different names depending on what seed you're playing. That is one of them. So it's completely useless. The only two ways to get rid of it are a certain event, or you can actually use it. And now it's out of our inventory. That being said, we did find an escape pipe, so we're just going to use it to get out of our inventory. And my next stop, I like to go down to Zima to grab the teleport point. When you use telepipes or Ryuka, it allows you to go anywhere that you've already previously visited, but you have to visit them first to unlock it. Next stop, Mile. A couple things I like to do here. If I haven't found the lamp yet, I will check the item shop. Oh, what do we got going on here? Fly Eagles Flies, no fun. No, thanks, man. Appreciate the follow. And we found our lamp. So let's see what we can do here. We'll equip everything we can. And we'll sell what we don't need. Not the hydrofoil, because we actually need that. Yes, sell that too. I don't think we're gonna have enough, no. We'll have to come back for this. It's fine, though. We know where it is. Yeah, we just don't have a, very expensive lamp this time. So another thing, I like to check what the boss is here. Okay, so it's Geordie LaForge. We can instant kill him once we do have an instant kill ability, but it's good to know what we're working against and what we need to do to prep. Next stop will be Kaderi. You're incentivized We already did wreckage. We did wreckage, so knock them off. Magic ramp. So we found the Ice Digger. Ice Digger gives us a quick rundown of the tracker. If you notice that there are names in white, those are places that you can go to immediately. No key item needed. The ones in red, you need a key item to open them up. The ones in green are we've already got the key item needed to go there. So now we've unlocked pretty much everything on Desolace for the exception of Garbage Tower, because we do need the Eclipse Torch. Now, because we've already found everything we need, I don't need to bother checking that shop. There is a key item in Passage as well, which is this tunnel over here. Since I've already been on the other side of this tunnel, and I've already gotten everything there is to do, I'm just going to grab the key item check and escape out of here. So we found the Guard Rod. Guard Rod is not so much useful as a weapon as it is as an item. It actually produces the Gisar effect, so it heals it's AoE healing as an item, which is phenomenal to find early on. So Rika had Highness, so we're just going to use that. Hop back out of here. And then we're going to go to the Academy. When you want to start gaining levels, your very first boss fight is going to be in the basement. If you played vanilla, this is your very first stop, your very first random encounters, very first boss battle. Laco Mail, nice. Definitely gonna... It's very Laco heavy seed, it's very nice. We are going to grab the chests, some money chests, which is good because we know where the lamp is, we know how expensive it is. Do a quick save and see who's here. Fract Ooze, so you cannot instant kill him. One thing I should mention about bosses in this game is that their stats are based on location. So bosses don't have their own stats, locations have the stats. So some bosses have more physical attacks and some have more mental attacks, which if you find a high mental boss in a high strength spot, you're gonna have a good time. If you find something like Reface and Courage, however, mental versus mental, you're gonna have a bad time. So he only has about 300 hit points, so we're going to just plug away at him. And just knock him down a peg. Get a little bit of experience for your trouble. We got the Swift Helm. And then we can escape out and use our telepipe to get to Kaderi. And we're gonna heal up. So right now there's a couple of choices. We don't have enough money. We could either continue on the rest of Motavia, grab all of our teleport points, there's I think one more free check on the route. There's a bunch of free space checks, and then there's now Desolace we can do. So your options are either go collect your teleport points, excuse me, or head off in the direction of the first key item you've got, which is what I'm going to do. Before you have the ice truck, your space checks are good to get out of the way. It gives you a bunch of chests, a bunch of gear, and 3 chances at key items. Before you have the lamp, though, you can still do this. Color Scarf, very nice. Your key item chest is this one, just has a crystal. The crystal itself is an item that acts just like a one-time use Cycle Wand. So if you run into Zeo and you don't have your Cycle Wand yet, you can use the crystal to debuff him, get rid of his magic barrier. So you just do the loop around Silence and head on to Zealand. Zealand in the game is where you meet up with Ren. Plasma Field. Is this even randomized? Another Swift Helm. So not much in the way of gear here. Really, we found a whole lot of nothing. Not a bad idea to equip a Swift Helm to Grizz, speed him up a little bit. He is very slow. I will give the Plasma Field to Rika, and then Rune, we're going to give you the Color Scarf and the Fire Staff. So you got a few things. And a Motor Ring. So there's one of the 5 rings. I am actually going to give that to Rune. No, you know what? I'm going to give that one to... For now. I guess Demi can have it. For now. So instead of the 10-second walk back, we can use Highness to hop back to the beginning to make it faster, and then move on to Desolus. Desolus I chose as the last stop because, well, space travel takes time. Save time, less space travel. So we are going to hit here last and check the rest of our free checks. So this one's the hangar. It can also be one of the hunt missions. Lacko armor. Look at that. Very Lacko heavy. Yes, we have actually talked to Ren, so we can knock that off as well. Sonic Buster. Basically one of the best guns in the game. So we do have a really beefy tank up front now, which is really nice. And for the key item, Snow Crown. Good find. Where is my... Ice Digger's first page. Okay. First thing I like to do is stop at Zosa to grab the teleport point, and then move on to Mist Valley. Mist Valley will be your closest and usually your first check once you do get the Ice Digger. There's no boss. It's a quick walkthrough. There's a couple of quick chests you can grab if you're still hunting for gear. So I'll mark that off. Mark Zealand off. Chest right on the way. Pulse Falcon, which actually I'm going to give to Bren, and I'm going to give the Sonic Buster just to at least spread out the damage a little bit. There's a funny thing about this door here. Most of the time when you go through a door facing up, you come out facing up. So if you hold up, you're actually gonna keep looping. So in this particular door, you want to go up and then come down. A lot of us, even us experienced runners, still fall victim to that one, and it's called getting Mistveiled. To validate your run, you do have to pet a cat. And then pet the big cat. So now we got the Diesel Ring. Telepipe to Zosa. Saves you from having to pull out the Ice Digger again. And my next stop will be over here for Mies to grab the teleport point, because we're going to need it. Gerbrick Tower is just to the north, and that's one of our missions. So I will stop there, because we'll need that teleport point later to save us some time. Next key item check is going to be over here in Esper. In the very basement, there is a cave with a pedestal, and that's going to be where your incentive is. But this room here has 4 chests, good for early gear, or money. And then we can also probably tick off Esper Mansion while we're walking. NPCs keep getting in the way, that happens. There you go. Into Lutz's room. Usually in vanilla, you're doing this solo with Chaz at the end of the game. It's kind of weird seeing an entire party down here. So Dragon's Tear. Dragon's Tear is one of the items I was talking about where you can trade it at certain locations for guard armor of some sort. PC troll. Hey J-Live, what's going on? And then we will telepipe out of here because it is a very long walk, so we're going to use one of those to get to the beginning. And we're going to move on to our next objective, which will be Gumbius Temple. Now, the incentive checks are to the right, down into the basement. There's a room on the left that has 4 chests, the bottom left. So that has the Raycross ring. Raycross, so a quick note about the rings, while we do have a few of them. Elst armor, nice. Equip that with Demi. Raycross and the Palma ring have lightning resist. The androids are weak to lightning, so that plugs their weakness and makes them very viable, for the exception of Demi, which still likes to fall because she's terrible. Do I do mental? Yeah, you know what? I'll give you the diesel ring for now. You can have that. You could either choose to telepipe out of here. I'm going to save it because it's a very short walk. Some of us like Demi, some of us hate Demi. Final free objective is over here in the weapons plant. And this one's a little bit complicated for new people, but it's... In the vanilla game, there's a chest where you're going to get Burst Rock ability for Ren. It's on the right-hand side. That Burst Rock chest is your incentive chest. So you do have to cross on the right. Hit the control panel. And cross the belts and go into the right side doorway. And there's only one chest in this room, so... And we found an algo ring. I'm gonna give that to Rune. And we're gonna hop out of here. And now that we're done in Desolus, we didn't really find much except for armor and defensive ability, defensive items. So we are gonna hop out of here and head back to Motavia, which is where 90% of your game is played. Now that we've done our outer space checks, we've done our free Desolus checks, we will have to come back for Garubrik at some point. And next up on the list, I'm gonna go get my lamp. We've got money now. Do I have my macro set up? No, I don't. Macros, you can set turn order. Anybody can be in any order. Any ability can be in any order. It helps getting buffs out during boss fights. It helps during certain events. Pick up the lamp. And we're gonna sell a bunch of stuff. We don't need 2 Swift Toms. Inventory space fills up really quick when you're grabbing all these chests, so it's good to just, you know, all in one big shot, get rid of a lot of it, so that way you can... It doesn't slow you down later when you have to keep deciding, oh, I don't want to keep this, I want to get rid of it. Lacquo's gonna be nice to sell. Okay. We've got our lamp. So the next thing we're gonna do is, again, usually when you're walking, you're gonna be thinking to yourself, okay, what's my next objective? What levels do I need? How am I gonna do this? Right now, we don't have any instant kill abilities, so we can't go boss hunting right now. We have very few powerful skills or techs. We do have Tandle. So one thing that you can do in this stage is go for a grind. Because we now have the lamp, and we have Tandle, we're going to make a trip over here to what's called Valhalla Fort. And we're going to do what's called the Vorpal grind, or the Apple grind. So we're going to use our magic lamp. It's going to call a battle. And what we're going to be looking for is floating green orbs. See if we can find there they are. Vorpal spheres or apples. They don't attack unless you attack them with a physical weapon. You have to use tech skills on them, which is why we macroed a Tandle. Mechs are weak against lightning. One shot, they give a ton of experience. 2 can usually get you up to level 12 to 13. 4 can get you up to 15. So now that we've got level 12, we should do equipment check. We have Lacquo armor, Elst armor, Lacquo, carbon, and white mantle. So, because we have one Dragon's Tear, let's go get... I totally took the wrong way. Let's go get some guard robe for Rune. So the guard shield location's in Aido. It's the guard at the jail. The guard robe location is here in the temple. It's this lost blonde girl over here. We're gonna equip that. The armor for androids is a fat little mutt called Rocky, and he's in Monson. The guard male is a sick kid in the back of Tarinko, and then the guard suit is the barkeep in Rayuana and Desolus. So now we've got armor, we've got levels, we've got gear, we've got skills and techs. Not a bad thing to do is check for your buffs. So I've got Barrier. We've got Deban. We've got Vision. Yeah, we could even use Illusion. And we'll use the Swift Helm that we have for Speed, Saner. So we basically got a full suite of buffs ready to go at a moment's notice when we fight a boss. We are going to the next easiest place, because we still need more levels for a lot of these higher places. The Kuran, Valhalla are all kind of late game. Strength, Anger, Garubrik, Air Castle, these are all late game dungeons. So we do need levels in the interim, plus we still have to find key items. So the next decent stop along the path is going to be here in Zeal's Fort. Again, with Vanilla, here and Mile were the two earliest, second and third earliest places that you'll fight the bosses. So they're going to be naturally your next progression to get some levels and a quick check-in. There's only a couple chests in here that I like to check, is the one down here because it's quick. And then there's one on the way. Falling down those holes brings you right out of the dungeon, so I don't recommend it. You kind of want to just skip them entirely. And then this chest is right here. Lacquo gear. I got rings on everybody. I don't need the Lacquo gear. Although very Lacquo heavy. It's very nice. So your boss is in Juza's spot. And we end up with Radin, which is a Juza clone, essentially. So it's about as close to vanilla as you can get. Since, again, I don't have any instant kills, we're just going to pop up some buffs. Barrier worked a treat against that. Oh, right, androids can't use those. Okay. There's a lesson in what not to do. Flare, pause bolts. Basically, we're just going to go ham on this guy. We're going to attack. You have Tandle. Ring Hunt? Yeah, exactly. We'd be most of the way there. We don't quite need to heal yet. I believe he's got about 1,500-ish hit points. So usually no more than just a few rounds. And about worth 600 hit points. Good for a couple levels anyway. I am going to have to redo that macro. Rin, Barrier, Rune, Demand, Rika can actually use the Swift Helm. Don't really need Illusion. Demi has Vision. No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to use Grizz's Vision, and Demi is just going to pause a bolt. That'll be fine. That'll be a better macro anyway. Strats may differ, but generally you want your Barrier first, and then Demand. That will get your defenses up in case you get outturned and get an early attack. There's our second Dragon's Tear, which the only person with no armor right now is Rika. So, we are going to use Riku to get out of here. We're going to Hydrofoil across the pond. And take on the Sandworm Pit. Because we got our Barrier up first. That was a nothing burger. So when it comes to battles, once you do have your buffs in place, when it comes to attacking certain bosses, some bosses have resistances to certain abilities, some don't. This guy in particular does not. So you just want to kind of choose your strongest against them. Demi's Flare. Grizz has nothing, so we can attack. Mental-based boss in a spot with very low mental. And this is what I'm talking about in the beginning, where this is one of those bosses that relies solely on mental-based abilities, and this is a very high-strength spot, so it's a free fight, essentially. Quick rundown with what Rika's got. She's got Barrier, but Ren's Barrier, it stacks off of strength, and right now Ren's strength is larger than Rika's, so his Barrier will be better, so you don't want to use hers. Disruption's AoE, so you don't want to use it against a single target boss. Illusion will bring down the dexterity, but we don't have to worry about it because he's not attacking with physical anyway, for the most part. Sue is laser. Rez is obviously heal. Yeah, high base damage, exactly. You definitely you don't want to come here at level 1, and you definitely want to Barrier up. Hune is wind. Sorry, light. Yes, you're correct. Sue is light. Hune is wind. Tandle is lightning, but it's also very strong. So, that did basically nothing. So we're just going to continue with the assault. The game remembers what you've selected on the previous round, so as long as nothing specifically changes, you can just keep clicking, make the fight faster. And that's that. Miles done. worth about a ton of experience. And to get your last, to get your key item, you have to talk to the rancher after. In this case, it's a Photon Eraser, which is Ren's or Demi's best weapon. Which is also what's considered a legendary. So legendaries have increased stats over vanilla, as well as the light or holy, because I believe it holy elemental now, which is like 1.5 times damage against the end boss. So it's light element. It's definitely good against the end boss. You definitely want them. So you can mark Mile. Oh, yes, that's fair point. So we're going to make our way around to Molcom. One of your, can be a hunt board mission, and it's a key item check, is talking to Rune. So this is our Eclipse Torch. So now we've got the Torch, and we've got the Ice Digger. There's 2 out of our 4 key items that we've now found. We can get into Gruberg Tower a little later if we want to. I mean, we need to, eventually, but... Next stop, grab the teleport point for Krupp. Now, next logical stop, because now we've got some actually really decent levels, is going to be Monson. I forgot to heal. I'll just stop at the end, no big deal. Only takes a few seconds. So, there's Rocky right there. You talk to him, and he'll give you guard armor for the androids. Check the shop. Since I don't have Ryuka yet, I'm just going to grab a bunch of telepipes while I'm here. And then the Monson Fissure is where you're going to find a potential hunt board mission. If you come across it, it says Fissure. But it's also another key item check with a boss that's worth a ton of experience. So we've got the loaders. Tough fight. When it comes to bosses who have predetermined HP, like each location has predetermined hit points. When you find a boss that's in 3s, each one of them has that amount of hit points, so it makes it 3 times harder. Not an impossible fight, but definitely challenging and time-consuming. So we'll get our buffs up. Alright, so we'll start focusing on one at a time. Actually, she's got Disrupt. And because Tandil is good against machines, we'll spread some damage out. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work. But I thought I'd give it a shot anyway. And we'll just keep plugging away until we need to heal. Because remember, we have the guard rod, so we can heal up AoE at any point we start running low. There's one down. And we just go through the motions. We've already got Molcom. We're doing Monson now. DM, nice. And we found the plate key. Really nice to find the plate key here. I'm actually going to pop DM into a It's insta-kill ability. It's nice to have in case you come across a boss that you can actually insta-kill. Yeah. Plate key is nice. A little bit of a troll seed. Because the plate system's right here. So there's no boss here. It's just a quick little walkthrough. It's good to get it out of the way while you can, while you're on this side of the planet. Saves having to travel back and forth. Yeah, the seed is trolling me a little bit. Definitely not gonna lie. What I would really like is the Valhalla key. So there's a couple quick chests here. Another guard rod, that's beautiful. And a dagger, useless. That you can check on your way, or you can just ignore them entirely. And your incentive is right here at the... So now we found the Arrow Prism. That'll get us to Air Castle, if we choose to go there. Next stop along the list is Termi. So a lot of the time you'd be using the telepipes to back and forth to the spaceport. Sometimes, if you don't want to bother, you can just stay at an inn close by. There's a couple choices now. You could either... The next progression dungeon is going to be here in Ladea, which is our first major boss location. But it's not one of our... it's not one of our missions. So it's definitely not required to go there, but it also might house your item, right? So these are the decisions you kind of have to, you know, think about and make on the fly. We're level 25. We're about to get a last piece of armor for Rika that we needed from the sick child. And then there's another spot, which is right here. That's Rappy Cave. Quick, decent boss. We can go there, check it. So right now there's a couple things we can do. Kuran is one we need. We have the levels, we have the gear to go there. But it's a long walk. If you want to hedge your bets, take on whatever's in Rappy Cave, short dungeon, get the extra check, that's up to you. My usual recommendation is to stick as close to your key item or your hunt missions as possible, given your levels and gear. Because you may find what you're looking for, and then it minimizes the amount of time that you're out doing other things, hunting and looking. So if I did Rappy and got nothing, it's decent experience, but then we also wasted a bunch of time. Since I had the lamp, I am going to do a quick siren check. So one of the enemies here, the sirens, can be a minor boss. And if they are, they could be worth an absolute boatload of experience. If they're not, we've only wasted a few seconds. Oh, right. They're not. So, we would have gotten a lot more experience from them if they had been, Tandle and Highjammer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what? For the sake of messing around, let's do that. Good night. That was worth it. So this game, you can run validated. Yeah, Circuit Breaker was used. So in this game, you can macro combo attacks. There are certain combinations you can make to do fun little, could be really powerful moves. There's like the one we just saw, Circuit Break will instant kill machines using Tandle and High Jammer. There is a total of 14, all with varying effects. The most commonly known Circuit Breaker will work on loaders. But yes, finding it after we had fought them was kind of annoying. The most well-known are Blizzard, Firestorm, and Tri-Blaster. And Grand Cross, yes, is definitely going to be one of the ones that a lot of people found by accident. Eerie, what's happening? What's going on, man? So our next boss in line, Soundwave sucks. Yes, that's correct. Is going to be here in Kuran. This is one of our hunt missions, so it's going to be our first major boss. It's a higher strength spot, so Silent Wave, Air Slash, and Phonon, yeah. So another gate, which Lashik doesn't use very often, is gonna be fine here, but his regular attack, Thunder Halberd, is gonna absolutely suck in this spot. Higher strength. So we'll get our buffs up. And we got another gate right off the bat, which is really nice. Nice low damage. So we're going to choose Flare. Pause the Bolt because they're our strongest. You're going to attack. You are going to double slash. And I am actually going to heal. Yeah, Ren took a beating because he does not have lightning protection. Only Demi does. But he's strong enough that he can basically tank it, so I'm never usually too worried about Ren. Nasar, one of the most powerful AoE heals, affects everybody but androids. So you gotta be a little choosy. So Demi, low on, we're gonna give her a quick heal. Double slash. And I blinked. I was gonna use a guard rod to heal everybody, but that's okay. We're gonna heal. You're gonna pause a bolt. You're gonna attack. You're at a double slash. You can just attack now. And now I will guard rod. Hey, Dumpster. What's happening, man? Welcome in. Okay, so Ren now suffering a little bit. We're gonna let him recover. Demi doesn't need to. We're just gonna keep rolling with it. Guard Rod, like I said, free heals. Lashik has a nice little feature where when he gets to about 25% of his health, he will reinforce. Meaning that you can, you know when he's almost dead. So if you're in a spot that doesn't have a ton of HP, you can basically just go ham on him and probably kill him in the one round. Which should be after this round of attacks. Nope. Maybe the next one. Okay, Ren. So basically, yes, we're just swapping our heals around a little bit. Making sure everybody's topped up. There's Reinforce. So it gives you kind of a free turn. So we're just going to go as all out as we can to hope to take him down this one round. All of his stats are increased right now. Yeah, that hurt a heck of a lot more than it should have. But we're not going to bother healing anybody else except for Ren, just in case. A little bit of a safety. And he's done. First major boss out of the way. Picked up a Fess and the Cycle Wand. So now he found Rune's best weapon, which is also insanely buffed with the Light Element. And we can knock Kuran off of our trackers, because they're done. So we do have Ryuka. Nice. Okay, good. And the other thing you can do with the Psycho Wand is, it is the key item to unlock Nervous, which sits below the fort. Now we have decisions to make. So we still have to find... We still have to find the Vahal key, and we still have to find the Alcidian. We're level 28, so we're a little low to go to Strength. We can't go to Anger. We're a little low for a Gerberk, and we're a little low for a Castle. So my next decision in this case will generally be what's quick and what'll help with levels. Well, your next logical spot in that regard is going to be Rappy Cave. As I was saying before, it is very, very short, and the boss is a major boss, but generally not too bad. Somewhat. Air Castle. So there's something to be said. There's a lot of differences between runners in this regard when it comes to levels at certain locations. Me personally, I like to level up a little bit higher while I can. It makes the fights shorter, because the fights are going to be the longest part of this randomizer. So you can bring those times down. Overall, it might be worth the grind or checking an extra quick location just to make those boss fights easier and shorter. So this is scary. Rappy is a very high strength spot. Dark Force 2, his Shadow Breath is actually scales with strength. And will one-shot anyone in the party at any given time. So it's always, no matter where you find Dark Force 2, it's always going to be a bad time. Yes, Shadow Breath 100% will one-shot anybody, including Ren, including Demi, Grizz, Rune, Rika, doesn't matter. He doesn't discriminate. Okay. So Ren, we're going to recover. Everybody else seems okay. Pause Bolt, attack, double slash. We'll Guard Rod. Lightning Shower won't be bad for anybody except for Ren at this point, because he doesn't have lightning resist. Bye, Grant. Bye, Grizz. 267. Yeah. Do I have Medic Power? Yes, I do. Good. Double slash. Medic Power will revive any flesh and blood. We do have a Fess, but I'm going to Nasar, hoping that it comes after Medic Power. Nope. Of course not. Because why would it? Just leave Ren on the ground. No thanks. Bye, Grizz. Cover, Medic Power. So now we're on our heals at the moment. Can't really do a ton of damage. Oh, good. Medic Power came up first. Got our Nasar going. Everybody's back up to full strength. And Ren tanked it. Free round. Let's get back to Let's get back to dealing damage here. Not a ton of HP in this spot, so you don't have to endure this for very long. But it's a fight you really want to be careful with. DF2 is the scariest in anywhere that's high strength. Red the super tank. He basically is a walking tank. It's fantastic. We are going to guard run here. Bye, Demi. Alright, so this is fine. We'll just leave Demi on the ground for the rest of this, fight. Actually, I thought I had a repair kit. I guess I don't. This is fine. Eh. Such is the way of the Demi. Sleeping on the job like usual. Okay, what do we find? Laser barrier. Nothing exciting. So that was a waste of time. The next obvious spot to look, it's a semi-quick walk. The boss will be a lot easier, but it's not worth as much experience. Is Ladea Tower. It's a very early dungeon, so the stats aren't very high, and it's relatively quick. I think this is only like a 45-second walk. Relatively quick. If I remember correctly. I'm gonna ignore that chest. I don't really need anything. So this is normally the Psycho Wand chest. Which boss do we get? Saluz. One of the Guardians. This is a strength spot, low mental, so Saluz here is actually amazing. The Guardian fights, especially early on, just take a little bit of time because they got a ton of resistances. So they're hard to hit. But you've got the Photon Eraser, you've got Pause Bolts. You can use that, Double Slash. Fest won't do anything, but Tandle will. So, right, and JLive pointed out, Iglanova is generally the first boss you'd find in the game. He was removed because he's too boring. There's a special boss that he was replaced with, called Dark Falls, accompanied by 2 Mirages. I'm hoping we'll run into them so you can kind of see what they look like. They're absolutely terrifying to fight most places, because the Mirages do not scale with locations, so they always hit hard, always. Another Dragon's Tear. We're gonna go actually get... Yeah, they will scale with the new version upcoming, but we're not quite there yet. I'll do another kind of catch-up video once 4 releases, because there's a big changes coming. Big changes. So we're gonna help poor Demi out. We're gonna get her some guard armor from the little puppers. We've now pet the dog. And we'll go back to Gadari. So Another choice to make here. New names, yes, that's going to be exciting. Another choice to make here, we could go to... now we've got levels. We can go anywhere. We have enough levels to take on just about any dungeon. I'm gonna opt to go to Raycross and do Strength first. And the reason being is I'm trying to leave Air Castle for last, so I don't have to dive through the entire dungeon. I just kind of want to go up, kill the guard, and leave. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. But both incentive chests, or checks, I should say, potential key items are all in the basement. You gotta go do some errands, Blade. All right, man. Have yourself a good Monday. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Rephase and Strength is really nice. Ow. Once I'm barriered, I should say. So Rephase only uses Magid. That's it. Straight up, only Magid. Those of you who've tried to, chose wrong and tried to fight Rephase in vanilla, you can't kill him. But in this game, you absolutely can. Frost Axe is actually not even going to hurt him. You can use the Guard Rod. Slash. I do have a couple of miracles. Yeah, this is going to be a tough fight, regardless. Yeah, very unlikely. But Magid, again, scales off of mental, but we're in a very highly physical spot. So his Magid's not going to hurt really all that much. You know what? You can just keep being useful, topping up people. Oops. Slash. So he just got to wear down his HP, which is quite a bit. Give you a quick recover while we're at it. Grizz with the Guard Rod will keep our HP up. He can't hit... So Frost Axe is ice, and it won't even... It'll just do 1 damage to Rephase, so Grizz, his usefulness can be spent keeping everybody kind of topped up. And then we'll just follow the motions. We'll heal Demi whenever she gets low, usually every 3rd round at this pace. She's only taking, what, 50 at most. Now let's just go through the motions. Strength was one of our objectives as well, so we'll knock that off. Now we'll heal. You're out of that, so you can just attack now. Rephase takes normal damage to Ice Element. Okay. Okay. It's... Oh, yes! You're right, because Nawat will always hit. Still, though. Ren's almost dead. I wasn't even paying attention. Bye, Ren. Oh, he survived. Damn it, Ren, why do you have to live so much? So we found Grizz's ultimate weapon, the Victory Axe. So Grizz with high attack with the Victory Axe, and if he's, you know, shifted or has strength up, can hit for like damn near 500 against PD3. So he just swings for the fences. It's fantastic. In that case, we will get out of here. Back to silence. Heal up quick. And then we'll head to Courage. Hopefully we can find the sword and Courage and we can head straight to Anger and get that out of the way while we're here. That's kind of the hopes. But we still gotta find that Vahal key, and we gotta find the sword. Hoping for the sword here. Time to nerf Ren. Don't you dare nerf Ren. Don't you dare. Ren's the hero we need. Not all heroes wear capes. Ren definitely does not wear a cape. So here's our Lord and Savory, King Rappy, the Lord of Terrors, in a very high mental, low strength spot, so it's basically a free fight. We just got to take down the Fluffy Burb and dance while we're doing it. It's mandatory to dance while you're fighting our Lord of Terror. Those who do not dance do not win. Our Lord demands offerings of 7 herbs and spices. I actually don't know. But, barbecued or deep-fried Rappy sounds pretty good right about now. But he's so cute. He's so adorable. Alright, come on, Burb. Alright, Burb is down. Well, we found Vahal key. It definitely wasn't the sword, but we know where our next objective is now. Vahal is one of those dungeons we have to do. So there's our next stop. It's unfortunate we do have to come back here after. Just to do Anger, but that's the way the seed works. It was a kernel. Be careful, I might get sued for copyright. Alright, Vahal, here we come. Just knock him off now while we're walking, it's easier. And that leaves us with Anger, Grubberk, and Air Castle Guard. We can definitely do Grubberk right after this. We got the levels, we got the gear. Depending what we find in Grubberk, I might even just take on Climate Center on the way back. As a thought process. Little tip, these belts, to save that fraction of a second, I always hit him at the side, so it's just one more square that you don't have to travel on a slow belt. And these doors, so if you hit the door and go in, you have a delay. But if you hit the button right about there, like as you're crossing into the shadow, you can actually go in with no delay. We call it pre-buffering your input. The game doesn't really recognize it until you stop, and then it'll just pre-buffer the command, so you don't even stop. It's fractions of a frame of difference, but when you're going through so many doors, it can add up to a few seconds of savings over the course of a seed. Low HP, low damage, low everything. It's Guy Laguia, so I can't instant kill him, unfortunately. We do have to just fight him the normal way, which is fine. My double slash. Won't take very long to rip through his, like, 2,000 HP. And there's the Alcidian. Okay, so now we're in go mode. So that was what was required. You had to go to Raycross to get the Vahal key. Then you have to come do Vahal. Then you go back to Raycross and do Anger. Finish off with Geruberk, Air Castle Guard, and then the Edge time. So we probably don't have to do any grinding in this, or any more grinding in the seed. So it's really nice. So unfortunately, trying to minimize air travel just didn't seem to pay off with the way the items were distributed, but, you know, rando's gonna rando, right? So with any luck, Anger is a minor boss location, so with any luck, it's gonna be a very quick insta-kill, and then we can just move on. So I don't have to check climate after all. I will be doing... Oops. I will be doing Air Castle from here, since I don't have to come back. So Alcidian opens Anger, just like in Vanilla. You need the Alcidian to come here. And is this even randomized? Lady Starbird, I'm asking you, did you even randomize this seed? Like, is this something that Tandil won't affect her in any way, but I can probably just swing. So we have Alice in her native habitat. Up on Raycross for some reason. That's very true. %75% done with the preliminary coding. Nice. Let me know when I can start testing 4.0 seeds, because I'm very interested. Silver Tusk. So we've got Rika's best weapon. I have no idea why I'm doing this, but... So we're going to save here. So the spaceport can only hold up to 4 locations. So the location you leave to go to Air Castle from will not be on that list. So it's always suggested that you use it on a planet you don't immediately plan to come back to. It just saves you having to air travel twice in a row. So because we have the Aero Prism, we are going to use it, and that's going to warp us directly to Air Castle. Sometimes, and the reason why I save before going is sometimes the game does kind of take a 2-minute pause to get you there, so it's faster just to reset, and it will always work the second time. Now, the beauty of Air Castle in this game is that half of it's cut out from you, or half of it's cut out, because your barriers That's interesting. I have questions, Lady Starbird. Can you explain this? I've never tried to... Are they still there? Like, physically? They are. They've got to be. Well, you can get around them, but... I've always entered directly from here. I've never tried coming this way. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, we can still get through, so we're gonna move on, but I just think that's funny. So now I know that I absolutely do not have to dive down in the basement. But yes, more than half of this dungeon is cut out because the first set of barriers is... The first barrier, I should say, is gone. That's kind of bizarre. I like that, though. That's neat. I've never, ever, ever tried... It's always the quickest route. You enter the door on that exact tile set, and you never need to move because you're just going straight. So I've never thought to walk around it. Huh. Cool. Anyway, we're here. It's a minor boss location, so there's a chance we can insta-kill. Chaos Bringers, we can absolutely insta-kill. Although that ain't gonna work. Oh, right. Yeah, maybe there is two sprites. One invisible, one... left side's hitbox, and that makes sense of why they were spaced out the way they were. So these bosses have 1500 HP each, just like the Riplets, but an easier fight than the Riplets. Perfect. So now that they're done, our mission is done. Air Castle Guard is down, so now we can just leave and head straight to Desolace. Line to the left of a 2x2 square and an invisible hitbox, which is assigned to the right side. Gotcha. So now you just got to go in and remove that hitbox, and then you're done. So the reason why we picked up Mies earlier in the seed was so that I could just go Rayuka, Mies. We just got to find the torch. We'll take on Garubert. Alright. Garubert is one of those places that's super easy to get turned around in. There's a lot of times even I'll kind of mix up briefly to... And pre-buffer. Pre-buffer the inputs, that way you don't do that stupid walk around the eyeball thing. Because the eyeball's like a 2x2, so anytime you come across like an edge of something, the game automatically makes you walk around it. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's easy to get turned around in here, especially if you're having constant battles where you're in the middle of a fight, you're concentrating on the fight, you come back, you're like, okay, now which way was I walking? It's a lot easier that you don't have to get interrupted constantly, and you can kind of just follow the motions, but essentially you're almost always walking around the outside of the tower. Yeah, no kidding. That's is an interesting find. Like I said, nobody ever walks around it because you don't need to. So, I mean, I would say that it's not really a detrimental bug because nobody's gonna... I ran into it because I was goofing around. In a real run, nobody's gonna be messing around, walking around that doorway, so I'd say it's probably pretty safe to leave it. It's gone this long without being discovered. But if you can fix it in 4, then, you know, might as well, right? So we'll go poke the second eyeball. So you always take that the farthest doorway to poke the eye, come back to the first doorway, and that's going to open up this next area's secondary room. It basically removes the barrier between the two, so you can get to this doorway, and this leads you to your boss fight, which is normally DF2's hangout, but for the sake of rando, it's Devar's. This is pretty balanced in terms of mental physical, so no matter what you find here is going to be a little odd, a little rough. Devar's here might not be that bad. He's just, as I say with the Guardians, they're still just kind of hard to hit regardless. You don't do a ton of damage, and there's a ton of HP here, so... We haven't run into Dark Falls yet. It's basically a full clear. The only place he could possibly be is going to be in either Nervous or Soldiers. Which, for the sake of this not being really a speed run, I might just stop at both those places. See if we can find Dark Falls. We haven't seen DF3 yet either. Or 1 for that matter. Let's go through the motions until he's dead. He's not hitting us for a ton. Okay. He's out of the way. And we found a Phanta Robe, which isn't really a big deal. We don't need it. We're level 40, so we are end boss levels right now, so we can technically go into the edge at this moment in time and go fight whatever's there. Now that all 8 missions are completed, right by mile, the edge will be open. But I wanna complete all the dungeons. So we're gonna go into Nervous. So a typical seed will be obviously a lot quicker than this. There's some decisions I would have made differently for sake of speed rather than, you know, show and tell, so to speak. But, you know, just to get you the full picture on how this game is run, we're gonna 100% it almost. Climate is a minor boss, so we don't really need to stop there. It's just gonna be another variation of an enemy you see randomly through vanilla. Tano, it's just a seller. Alshlene chest is gonna be your incentive chest there. It's because we found just about everything. Actually, I really would like to find a Palma ring. It's one thing I really would like to find for Ren, so that way he doesn't get hit for huge amounts at PD2. What do we got? J-Live for the follow. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Because both Palma and Raycross rings have lightning resist, so that's definitely would like to find both. Who do we have here in Zio's home? We found DF1. This is going to be a very easy and very quick fight. You do end up here a lot, which is perfectly fine with me. Thank you so much. Alright, we're just going to attack, because weapons will do a little bit more than... do I have... I don't have shift, do I? Do I have shift? Yes, I do. Okay, we're going to shift Grizz. So he hit for 473, 344, 273, 597. Good old Freight Train Grizz. And a Fess. This guy would be dead this round. 544. Done. No, still not a 999 Grand Cross. Maybe, well, I don't, yeah, I can't do it. I don't have crosscut. And we found the Alschline. So that's where our, if we needed to get into Talk to Seed as an objective, that's where we would go. Now, saving the best for last. This is arguably the hardest boss to fight. It's a quick walk around the perimeter of soldiers in the first floor. The incentive, there's actually 2 checks here. Just like there's 2 checks in our castle in the basement, there's 2 checks here up top. One of them as soon as you beat the boss, and the other one in the temple. But the 2 checks are given because of how tough of a location this actually is. Fair point. Fair point. If we get Dark Falls here, it is probably gonna be okay, because like I said, the Mirages do not scale, so it's probably one of the better spots to find them. But we're gonna see who's home. Dark Falls. Okay, so this is the fight we were talking about. This was Iglanova, but due to a very poor translation, Prophalis is actually the one of the creatures you can find at the last stretch of the edge. Yeah, Dark Falls took a vacation from Ladea and ended up on the top of soldiers doing some sightseeing. So it was added in as a boss, and the Shadow Mirages were actually unused elements in the game, and were added in to accompany Dark Falls in systematically kicking your rear end. You'll see why. So look at that. Slowed us down, sped back up. That actually didn't hit that hard, actually. Okay, you're gonna attack. Pause the bolts. We'll sweep. We'll disrupt. And we will FS. Get rid of those Mirages, and the rest of it's cake. Stardust is the one that hurts. If you're not prepared, that Stardust hits everybody for like hundreds at a time. That being said, pause the bolt, attack, double slash. We'll shift Grizz to get the maximum damage out of them. We'll shift Rika while we're at it. She's got a shield on, so we only got one claw, but that's all we need. Survivability. This shouldn't be too long. We did get the Elshleen. We did do soldiers. I should probably heal Demi. There we go. Or just leave her on the ground, one of the two. It's all the same. And he's dead. So we got a Guard Claw. Actually, you know what? No. I like the Plasma Field better. Gives me better opportunities against PD3. Shifted, it doesn't really make much of a difference. Come on. Palmering. Oh well. We're level 42, 43. We'll be fine. So let us go... Fine. Dairy. Do one final heal, and then we'll head off to the edge. So the edge, there's a couple forks in the road. You take the left, stick to the leftmost path at all times. It'll lead you directly there. It also kind of rotates in a clockwise fashion. So the next starting screen will be left and then up. Stick to left path. And then after up, I think it goes backwards. Right? Yeah, left and back down again. It rotates once, then comes back. And then you have two straight paths, and after this is the boss. So here's where I like to stop and do a final gear check. Make sure everybody's got, you know, what they need gear-wise. Make sure everybody's okay. Okay, and then healing macros are paramount, so we're going to find a single target. Does anybody have a single target heal? No. Okay. Which is fine. We're going to... Naysar. Recover. Attack. We're going to rune Miracle. Attack. Pause a bolt. Attack. Still nothing, eh? No single target. I'm just going to make another one for Naysar, but no android heals. And that should be fine. Final save. Hit the boss. So that final prep is going to make this boss fight easier and faster. Those macros, so you can kind of roll through the motions as you're fighting. So if you get attack single target, you can do a single target heal. The reason... Oh. Ouch. The reason being is that if non-android gets hit, Nerez, for example, will actually target the lowest percentage HP. But here I'm going to have to do things manually because I didn't make a straight-up each android recover macro. Plus, I want to shift in this first phase anyway, just to get the most amount of damage. Just phase 1, it's only single target. There's no AoE, so you can use the time to kind of get your party set up with all their buffs and get, you know, kind of everything rolling and ready to go. Oops. Come on, stop plinking. And then shift Rika. That's right. Target the androids. So, benefit to Android is Phase 1, there isn't going to be any... Or I should say, when he does attack the androids, they can heal themselves for 1, and there's certain things that they're very strong against, like fire, for example. The downside is it's hard to heal them and do damage at the same time, because if you don't have Miracle, you have 3 people healing and only 2 attacking, right? It's going to take a lot longer. So first round is free, essentially. We can just straight up do damage. And lots of it. 528 and Grizz. So here's where we can do our first... So now we can use... So Grizz took some damage. We can use our Naystar with just attacks. So it's going to heal the injured, and then it's just going to straight up attack. It saves you the time to having to manually select, so it does work out a lot faster. Now, because everybody got hit, I will opt for the Miracle. That heals everybody. Get some damage out. And on to Phase 3. Phase 3, Round 1 is another free round. You can just straight up do as much damage as humanly possible. However, in this case, I am going to make sure Grizz recovers and has his full health before we, you know, continue. First round will always be Magid, so I will opt to Miracle again. The Miracle macro. Just, it's fast. Really? I have Saner up. No, I have Swift Helm. Uh-oh. Interesting. So as long as PD is going to keep using Magid, I'm just going to keep using Miracle. Until such a point where the androids need their separate healing. Like right here. The only time you start running into trouble during a PD3 fight is when you get cancelled. That's when the real fun begins. Evil Eye. Does anybody have Anorexia? Does not look like it. Come on, Rune, wake up. I need your Miracle, Rune. Come on. Oh, this is not good. Okay. My healer's asleep. Oh my goodness. Fine, do you have... Nope, you don't. Oh my god. This is scary. Luckily RNG was in our favor and it was a single target. But Rune is still sleeping. There we go, okay. You're out of possibles. Okay, that's fine. Attack. You can recover. Attack. Double slash your last one. And you can use Miracle. Although Rune might be outturned because he was sleeping, so his speed advantage is now gone. Nope, we're still good. Okay. First canceling of the day. I'm okay with this. Okay, barrier's up. We're safe. Sometimes you can get outturned with Magid before a barrier comes up, and it just is almost a party wipe at that point. But we got our speed back up. You can attack. You can recover. Attack. Attack. And miracle. But unfortunately, my attack advantage, like my shifts are also gone, so after the cancels, now I'm not going to deal as much damage, but I'm not going to waste the time to get him back up again. Second cancel! PD wants to play rough this time. Bear's back up. Band's back up. Oh, we're good. We're good. Single target. We are going to attack, attack, attack. Let's attack. I don't really have much else I can do. And Nasar. And we're done. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. This randomizer brought to you by the great Lady Starbird. There are links to the Profound Discord channel, pun intended, that were, Nightbot was taken care of throughout the stream. So if you're interested in running this, please join the Discord. Yes, I let Demi live this time. As you can see, Captain Canada is one of the testers. If you like what you see, join the Discord. If you need help getting started, any one of us more than happy to get you going and mentor and teach. And this VOD is going up to my YouTube channel, so if you want to watch it again and really take a deep look. 100 points. They're useless. The points don't matter. They're made up. But thank you. Right, Cross, all the items. So you get the spoilers at the end, so it shows you what everything was in each location. So if you didn't happen to full clear the seed, you can see kind of what you missed, where things were, as a little look back during the credits. So this will be going to my YouTube, so you can watch, check it out. I will post the VOD in the Discord as well. There's also a Profound Disorder Twitch channel, where we're actually in the middle of a Rune Open tournament. Looks like the semi-finals are coming up. I've got my race against Lynn Carius on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I think Dumpster's still yet to schedule his match with Noobtree. Noobtree, who's actually live right now playing some Final Fantasy IV. That being said, I am going to end it here and pass it off to Noobtree. But I hope you enjoyed, learned something, and hope you take interest in the randomizer and check it out. We'd love to have you. That being said, have yourselves a great, anybody, have a great, happy Thanksgiving Monday. See ya.